we're recording, we're ready.
Alrighty, I call the Arts Council of Alachua County meeting to order, April 7, 2022 at 5:32 p.m. First is approval of the agenda. Is there a motion?
A motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, number 3 is the approval of the minutes from January 10th, which is in the packet, and I will entertain a motion for that.
I move to approve the minutes.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And, number 4, the call to artist ranking, Fire Station 40.
Regina, can I? Oh, yep. Oh. All right, so we have here, call to artist 2306 for the fire rescue team. For Fire Station 40. So this CTA was the first one that was advertised and scored at Monochronicle. This resulted in some unforeseen circumstances where the committee went in and used start to score the images, ranking on scoring number 3 in here. No, not number 3. Photo submitted. We got to score that criteria using Monochronicle. When this was discovered, we sent an email to the committee, letting them know that, we still needed the other scores to be able to finalize this ranking. So I took all of the scores, provided by Monochronicle, which is this in here. I took an average rating on each one of them. And then I used it to create a ratio that would fit our current, criteria. So that would be these points in here that you see, 31.63, 30, 26 for each artist. So I have received some of the scores. Sorry, anyone else has a question on that? I think I went too fast.
I have a question, because I think I emailed both you and Gina, because I wasn't sure if my scores got into I'm just really confused. So I was going to say maybe if I can just sit out on scoring this one, because I'm not sure if I did anything correct. And then when I went back to try to go into Monochronicle to see if my stuff was there, it wouldn't even allow me to go in. It said I had to create a new account. I emailed, I never got anything, so I just wanted to sit out if I could.
So in Monochronicle, you would not have seen the rest of the criteria.
But I couldn't even see what
But you couldn't even see what you had already put in there.
Right.
Oh.
May I speak for this?
And so I wasn't sure if I did it. I just don't know.
So to do the voting, you don't have to register. It's open to everyone, and whatever the last vote was, it was recorded. Even though it doesn't show any numbers, it was recorded.
Okay. So the only thing that I was doing recently then was just scoring the photos.
No, just their references, that they gave you their name, contact information.
But that's the thing, I never saw, I don't have the application to see whether.
I had sent it to you in that email, you had to click those links.
Oh, I did, I clicked the link.
So did you?
I saw images.
Did you do the score?
The only thing I saw, because they look like individual websites,
Yeah,
it didn't look like
that is
individual proposals.
Yeah, that is correct. That's what everybody saw, that's what everybody ranked these other things.
Mm-hmm.
Since it was formatted very differently to what we usually do in Coda Work.
Mm-hmm.
So what we did is, what we could give you, so you could see the resumes for the artists, was give you the links that the artists.
But they're not necessarily they're their bios, some of them were statements, some of them were.
Yep.
Contact page.
Or their Instagram profile, or
Yeah.
Facebook profile.
Okay,
So
then.
we could only give you what the artist gave us.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, my
It's just
question
really
was,
confusing
yeah,
to
super
me.
confusing.
I'm sorry.
And I was also, like, is it really clear to the artists what rubric we're using to score them, was my question, because why would someone just send us like an Instagram when we clearly
Right.
ask for like,
Yeah, I saw
we-
that too.
are we
Yeah.
asking clearly enough is my question.
Actually, there is a statement inside the CTA document that says that please provide all documents in a single PDF file, which that was not taken from. But in this one, it was just different, the way it was formatted in Monte Chronicles. But they were sure and they were notified that there was a rubric and a criteria to follow, and that it would be evaluated all.
And the next ones that are out on the street now, it's the document that I've shared with you that you guys actually see. So like page 3 or so, it actually says we give you 10 points for this, 20 points for that. So,
To be fair, I think.
and that they actually sign, click a thing that says, I understand, I've read all of the information. So it's like, you know, we can only take them so far, and it's up to them to do their part.
Okay, good. As long as they're seeing all that.
Okay, so under the rubrics, if I'm looking at just this that you sent me, of course, I saw their name, their contact information, I saw their awards, because sometimes that was in their statement, but they didn't necessarily give me the references of their people, not on their website, it just wasn't there, that wasn't there. Because it's really about, their website is designed for if I want to hire them. So how do I judge that if it's not, if
I
it's
have a
their
really hard
website?
time with that too. You know, we're judging on something specific, like, did they have references from people references and contacts for their references for people who they have paid them for art in the past, who've hired them. And then they'll have, on their website, it'll have like quotes maybe from former people who hired them, but I'm like, how do I score that?
Right, yeah, that's where I was,
Usually I would leave that to the evaluators. I mean, if it's not there, then you can evaluate, and I would suggest, you know.
okay.
I hate that we're judging on
However,
technicalities
to let you
instead
know
of their
that the
art.
procurement manager is actually here in this meeting.
Okay.
Sorry, Larry, to put you on the spot. But if it's better for him, you know, if it's better with you that he answers the question, then, yeah. Larry, are you there?
Lyra and Gina, I got a question too.
Sure, go ahead.
My scores aren't up there, but I'm pretty sure I sent you in my scoring sheet a while back.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't
I
know.
sent mine in as well.
This is that version. And with the Davids, do you mind putting in R and an F, so the one, you already have the scores for R, not up there as F, because I get super confused.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you are right. I am so sorry.
Want me to, like, everybody pretty much copied me on, not to you, unless you guys want to call out.
Yeah, I sent mine, Gina, in to you on January 19th.
You are right.
Do you mind calling it out to Lyra, because, she's trying to type it in and look at the email at the same time, so I think it's faster if you just say it.
Who do you want me to, let me change the rotation on this. All right,
Alphabetical by first name, please.
yes, Ike Brown, going from top to bottom, 610-0. Castano, 001. Mossberg, 510. Huh?
You guys, wait.
Castano, what was it, 001?
Yep.
Wait, are you, okay, so I'm gonna need all of them, including the ones that I typed in.
Starting over, Ike Brown, starting at top, going down bottom vertically, it was 610-0 for Brown. And then Alexander Castano was 001.
Andrew?
510-0.
Christian?
7-14-1,
Frank,
7-14-0,
Kim,
6-10-1,
I'm gonna put right here because, Jenna,
7-10-0,
Jesus,
7-10-0. Same score.
Jonathan,
0-10-2,
Lucia,
0-0-0. I believe that was the Instagram one.
Mary Jones,
7-11-0,
Nicholas,
7-0-0,
Patrick,
2-9-0,
Roberto.
we were told not to do that one. I think you withdrew or
Oh, yes,
something.
yes, he withdrew his, that's true. Ryan,
2-10-0.
all right, so let me. Other scores.
Lyra, I think you were trying to ask me a question earlier, but I was having difficulties. I wasn't sure of what the question was. This is Larry.
Oh, so the question was about the scoring when it comes to having little to no information, especially referencing those items about the references.
I guess I'm
That-
curious, who creates the rubric, and can we redesign the rubric?
So we designed the rubric. There is an ordinance that actually goes, tells the Arts Council what we can or what you should evaluate on. And yes, we can definitely, as long as those items are in there, yes, definitely. You can change however.
Yeah, I mean, you guys should be scoring the way you told them that you're going to score those. So I'm sorry, but in the future. But Lyra, could you tell? It's hard for me to tell. Like you were saying, 7-14-0 is what is that for? Is that for which categories?
Okay, so right now, putting in if you're looking at the screen, it's for these.
Yeah.
The resume includes artist name, the credentials one, and the references.
Okay, that's what I thought. So basically, what was the second one? I'm sorry.
It's the resume. So the first one is the resume includes artist name, address, and contact information. The second
Right.
one is artist credentials, experience, and awards.
Right. And the
And
third one?
And the third one is name, address, and contact information for references who are prior clients.
Right. Okay. Got it. Okay. I think part of the question earlier was how do you know if they provided enough information there? Was that kind of what I heard the question earlier, or from someone?
Yeah, well, some of these questions are kind of objectively yes or no questions. Like, did the person include their name, address, and contact information? So,
Correct.
so how do you rate that on a scale of 1 to 10? Maybe they put their name and their contact, but not their home address or something like that. Like, do I take off 1 point or 5 points? Is it 0 because they didn't include all their things in that box? And it feels, when I hear everyone naming their scores, our scores are wildly different, and I think it's because we all don't know how to respond to a question like that. That should maybe be broken down into a yes or no question or something, or it should be made into a qualitative question. Like, instead of saying resume includes artist credentials, experience, and awards, maybe it should say resume includes quality artist, quality experience. And so then we're using our judgment to rate, is it a quality, do they have lots of experience or little experience? To me, it becomes more subjective, which is what the rubric is for in my mind.
And my issue was that we're looking at websites or Instagrams, and they're not necessarily formatted like resumes, where we can actually pull and say, okay, this resume, because we're looking at a website or Instagram or their Facebook page. So I was really, that's why I asked not to score, because I was really confused about it.
Okay, I got y'all. And yes, the way it's worded does make it a little concerning, but it, so like the resume, in other words, you know, it's, you're looking at it, you know, so if someone put in their name, their address, and their phone number or whatever, or did they give you additional information? But yeah, it is subjective as to how you grade those, but I would hope that you could just do it, what's the word I'm looking for? That we could do it with some sort of, in other words, we didn't break it down that if you only put your name, you got 5 points. And if you put your name, address, you got 10 points or something like that. You have to look at it and consider the quality of the information that they gave you, and then grade that way. So I don't know if that helps or not.
I get that it might be, that it is too late to change the rubric for these, but I would love to take a stab at editing the rubric for future score sheets.
Sure.
Yeah, in our current calls for new projects, we do have explicit explanation what kind of information we are looking for in resume, and a separate score for images of the past work.
Yeah.
I think so long as you're consistent with yourself, that whoever didn't give their name, so I'm docking them 3 points, so long as everybody who didn't put their name gets docked those same 3 points. So at least you're consistent with yourself. So you may have docked 5 points, you may have docked 7 points, but so long as you were consistent, then it kind of shakes out in the wash.
Right. And thank you, Gina. That was the word I was looking for, consistent in your scoring as how you did them. And remember, once you get this all filled out, there's time for discussion too. And you can actually openly discuss it, that, you know, as you look over that and maybe somebody scored real low in an area, and maybe you missed something in their resume, or that might make you want to change your score. So these are you're typing them in now, but you do come to a consensus at the end. So you'll have time to discuss that as we go along.
I guess my worry in rating, it feels like what we're judging these artists on is how well they fill out a form versus how good their art is. And if our ultimate job is to make sure that these public spaces have beautiful, high quality, long lasting art, maybe with some weight given to an artist who's local, I'm not sure that this rubric does that. It's more kind of like, ooh, did they remember their address? Or ooh, did they, you know, remember the address of a contact? Or I don't know. For me, it's
I say something as an artist and as a board member. First, as an artist. As an artist, and as I'm competing, I want to do the best. I want to do the best work. And if there's a competition, a contest, I want to go by the rules and complete the rules as stated. So when it comes to best efforts, if I've given my best effort by exactly giving what the requirements are, then I expect to get full points. But if I know I didn't give my best effort but just gave the minimum, then as an artist, I can expect, if someone gave their best effort and I see their best effort and I know I didn't do it, I can accept that someone else won over me. As a board member, I have to respect my other board members. Like in this case, all of us were allowed to give our points, but just looking at just some of the averages, we can kind of see who gave their best efforts, like who really completed everything and did more just by some of the votes. So going forward, I think relying on our other board members and their recommendations. And like you said, going forward, changing the rubric, you know, I think those things will help going forward. But like I said, as an artist, I know if I've given my all, I know if I've completed dotted every I, crossed every T, I know that. And as an experienced person, I know I have all this experience. So if someone with 1 year of experience won over me, you know, then I could feel a way. But other than that, I think the process that's in place now is great. Just relying on our other judges and, you know, we kind of know who the best artists are.
There's Chelsea.
Are we all quiet or did I lose y'all?
I know it doesn't happen often, but we're going to try.
Mayor's working on the scoring.
Sorry, what I'm actually just thinking as well, sometimes it's just very difficult, you know, as a procurement agent to think about evaluation in art, because as an artist, I know and I recognize how subjective art can be. And as an agent, I also recognize that I cannot simply have everything being subjective. As an agent, I also have to look at the objectivity of the process and the evaluation criteria as such. So it is sometimes difficult to manage the two, which is what happened when I created the evaluation criteria. You know, I was looking for something objective that would be easy to say yes or no. So this is actually a really good discussion because this way I know what you guys think and what you would like to see and evaluate.
So can I put my 2 cents in?
Yes, of course.
When he says that, talking about that, you know, yes or no questions, there's times that you have a good artist, but they really don't, you know, able to put in the other stuff. You know what I mean? Like my son is a straight A student, but he can't tie his shoes. So, but he could be good for the job, but you're asking sometimes simple things that he can't do. So you have some artists that's very good, but sometimes putting their resume, everybody can't put a good resume together. It took me 3 days to do a CV. Okay, so.
And this is the reason why we're going to have that artist conference, so everyone knows what to expect and what to do.
But we're not canceled again, right?
Well, we'll talk about that.
Okay. But you understand, so maybe we have to change the, you know, the scoring to, I mean, like, give some leeway, just in case he's brilliant, but he can't tie his shoes.
But if I can tie my shoes and we're competing against each other, he may need some time to learn from someone like me. So by accepting that defeat and being put off to learn the craft, if you really want, like someone that can play a guitar really well but can't read any sheet music, you know, what do you do with that? You're great if you hear it, but if you can't read it and write it, what are you?
Well, I can write music. Okay, you want to go there. I can write music. okay? I write music, I write songs, but I can't play a piano worth it. But I'm not trying.
But someone who can do both should have the opportunity to go further than you,
Would you mind
correct?
putting
No.
David R. and David S.?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
ours
yeah.
first.
I think we should be taking into consideration if they put some effort into their resume and stuff like that, for sure. I mean, if it's a total sloppy mess, and we can tell them it's just, or
Throw it together.
they didn't care about it, and they just, they don't care about the project, we should care about that. But if they have really incredible work, and then they just missed a couple technicalities, I hate to see so many points docked for little technicalities.
that's what
if they're
going
making
for.
incredible work, because
Yeah.
what we're hiring them to do isn't to tie their shoelaces, it's to make the work, right? So.
Right.
I don't believe in participation trophies. Sorry, I don't think everyone should get participation.
That's not what I'm saying.
What?
That's not what I'm saying.
Of course not, of course not, that's just my philosophy, you know.
Did you see Lucia?
I do believe in first place, and you lost, so
She
you
had
better,
sent them that the last
you know.
meeting, like right before.
No, didn't see her.
Okay.
I, since everybody's quiet, I'll speak. I hate interrupting. I agree with everything that's been discussed regarding the questions about grading on the rubric here. And, I consider this to me kind of like a job application. If you can't fill out a job application correctly, even though you have the skills to do the job, as an employer, potential employer, what are they supposed to think of you? But you hate to lose the best qualified potential employee because they didn't fill out the application correctly. So, where do we find that balance between, hey, the best artist out there is this person, but they simply only have an Instagram page with none of the information we've asked for and they knew about and still submitted. That to me, that's the way I see it, is how do we find that balance between someone who can do what was asked of them by simply giving the information that was requested and also being the best artist.
Well, can I ask a question about the Instagram? Why would you want to put all your info on social media?
They didn't. They didn't. They just had images on social media, which is fine if that's all we're judging, images. But if we're looking for all these other three top, then it's not gonna be on the Instagram.
Yeah.
And it's not designed to be on the Instagram.
Right.
What's the difference between putting it on Instagram and a website?
A website is usually a little bit more detailed.
Not necessarily.
Some of them
I'm not
didn't have
putting my
all this.
resume and my, on my.
Usually like a bio statement, which is what I said in the beginning.
An
All of them,
artist
they're like
statement.
an artist statement,
Yeah.
some feel-good stuff, and images. So if all I was doing was judging images, then I felt good about it. But the other stuff I did not, which is why I asked not to participate.
If I'm
Well,
using,
if, I can add a little something there. Again, once Lyra is able to get the scores that you guys have, we'll be able to go through that. You'll be able to look at the scores that were based off of,
But we did have.
the resumes and all that, and you'll be able to look at the scores from the art. And again, you guys are going to be able to come to a consensus on who the top three are,
We will.
based with your discussions once these numbers are shown.
I don't know why this one was harder for me. I think I just got confused.
I think so too.
I got confused.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, we've got a pause. Hey, Irina, I'm on the, Monochronicle site, and I don't see the West Lawn
No, I didn't see
Yeah,
anything
you.
on that thing.
on there. You know
Can you get it?
where it is? Are we like actively accepting the bill? Irina, if you're talking, you're muted.
Is it the question to me? Can you repeat, please?
Yeah, it's that the West Lawn statue, so I'm in Monochronicle now, and I don't see the West Lawn statue.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do you know when that's gonna post, and have we been accepting?
Yeah, we have been accepting applications from artists. I have several already.
Okay, because I don't see it on my side, I see all the others.
It's on the front page. You can see it if you can scroll it and you will see it if you are looking at it right now.
I'm logged in, so maybe that's why I need to not be logged in.
No, you don't have to. All of them are published already. All 4 on the front page of the site.
I would like to participate, but I don't wanna be confused.
Participate, you just have to conflict of interest form.
For the West Lawn.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's kind of weird thinking about the names in the numbers in Spanish in here, you guys.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco.
Seis, siete.
All right, there we go. Okay, so.
Mucho trabajo, poquito dinero. I said it for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
David, good. All right, let me see if this will
He
let me
understood.
sort it. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. I really thought that I already had done it. It's okay. Right now.
So why are we doing this new system? Was it better than the other system?
We were trying to look for a way to make it easier for the artists to submit and for you to score. And Irina, she said, hey, I have this product in here, and we said, like, well, let's try it, and that's how Monochronicle came here.
Oh, okay.
But now that I mention it and you say it up, out loud, I think we made it way too simple.
No,
No, are you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay.
No, it just seemed a little bit more, I don't know, repetitious, or what am I saying? I mean,
It's just
we're doing,
we have to come up with an idea what we want to evaluate. Like was mentioned today, we are paying too much attention to the details in the resume. There is a lot of points for references or something, but at the same time, it's good to know that the artist can read and follow the instructions. So it has to be just a normal balance in between all these.
All right. So as it stands, this is your ranking as of this moment. Jesus Martinez first, Jonathan Arango, and Patrick Maxey. So does anyone have any comments, or would they like to say something, any discussion?
If not, we do need a motion.
Yeah,
That all 3 of them get paid.
$150, and then those sketches will come in, and those sketches go to.
oh, wait a second, Gina, since Irina provided scores and David provided scores too, do I need a motion from the people present to let them vote as well?
No, I think our current rules that they can vote.
Oh, okay.
Yep, we just need need a quorum of members physically present, which we,
Well, I'm asking because Ms. Carroll and Dr. Clean, they don't have scores in there, so I don't think that they can vote since they didn't score. So that's why I'm asking.
so
Okay.
I think
can
that
make
they
the
can,
motion.
so they didn't score, but
We can make the motion.
you can see the
Yeah,
top
okay.
three, unless there's some reason why somebody's like, I really love number 7.
no, yeah, 3.
But I think the top
Especially
3 are
with
the
my
top 3,
first
so
one.
I don't know if that matters.
That's
All right.
I didn't see any of them.
All right. Now, just to make sure that I'm not breaking any rules in
making
here.
I'll make the motion.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, any discussion on the top 3 or a motion for those top
Or-
3?
However you would like.
I'll make the motion. You want a second?
Second.
And then we, any discussion?
Alrighty. All in favor?
Motion is to put all 3 of them.
To
Is
discuss?
that what you want?
No, I'm asking, is it to do those 3 or to discuss those?
Well, first we'll make the motion to send these top 3 to the Board of County Commissioners. She seconded the motion. Now we can have discussion about the motion.
Okay.
All right.
I guess there's no
I'm looking at David.
Okay, so your motion,
We agree.
seconded,
Yes.
for discussion, all in favor? We can discuss.
No, you
No, no,
make the
no, no, no,
motion,
no,
then
no,
you
no.
discuss. And then if there's no discussion, then
We're done, we're
we're
done.
done.
Okay,
We're done.
So these are your top 3.
See, I'm off today.
So I'll email
I need
those
some
top
bubble
3
gum.
tomorrow and let everybody know. I'll let all, I don't know however many there were, 18 or whatever. of them there were.
15?
Yeah, I'll let everybody know. Thank you so much. These are the top 3, and that we're inviting the top 3 to provide the sketches.
That
So you
works.
have Jesus
Thank you.
Martinez, Jonathan Naranjo, and Patrick Mason. All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right,
Gina.
stop sharing.
All right, thank you.
Alright, so next item is the monochronicle educational proposal that's also in the packet.
So that's Irina's, item.
Yeah, can I speak?
Yes, ma'am.
Send this example to Gina, as I've been currently working for Broward County, and they're looking for educational program for their muralists to improve their skills. And we had one workshop when an accomplished artist worked back to back with local artists, explaining them particular techniques, details to make them improve their skills, become better. So I thought I would offer it to us too. Maybe we want to create some kind of program for our artists that would be focused specifically on improving their current skills and getting better.
When you say skill, like what?
Technical skills, for example, if somebody paints portrait and we invite artists who is particularly good at photorealism style, then the artist can learn how to mix those colors, how to make it more smooth, how to make it look like a real portrait, you know. Or if we work with abstract artists, that they may learn how to do shapes better, or if we can teach them how to scale their murals instead of using projector, which many artists do, and as they're just beginning to work as muralists. But there are many other ways that are better and more time consuming and better for work, and there are ways how to teach artists to do this. So yeah, here you can see examples of what can be taught. That can be based on artist skills and levels. More skilled artists or less skilled artists, they can work together with somebody accomplished. Like, for example, if you think of a pop artist who is singing for a long time and has a good voice and experience performing at the concerts, and you speak with a beginner like a singer, the singer would like to learn to know how to get to these concerts, how to sing this well, how to do others like advertising, marketing, and connections. All this can be taught.
Is this something that we as a group would have to develop, or something an outside group has already developed that we could implement?
It's outside of the group. We can arrange all this. It's more about to discuss whether we want something like this for us, for Alachua County artists. And if yes, then that will be discussed how to do it. But it's not like we would have to teach.
In Miami, in Miami, they have what they call a cultural arts center, where they do all these things, but
We do
it's,
too.
it's run by the Park and Recreation, and they give grants, from the cultural affairs, and they have a huge big building, but people get paid to teach those classes. 'Cause I used to work at one of those. I don't see how that can happen here. Maybe it can happen at UF, because UF has the facilities, and they do have professional dance teacher, music teachers, professors and stuff like that. I can see, and I think they are doing something similar to that. But as an entity by itself, a nonprofit organization would have to take that on.
But in UF, it's not like every artist can come to UF and get some skills. So they will not teach any artist from the street.
But I'm saying, like, for when I was working at the Cultural Arts Center, I was hired to teach dance. I was hired to teach drama. I was hired to teach art. And I got paid to do that, And we did have other people, stars, come into the Cultural Arts Center to give their input. But I got paid as an artist to teach that. But I paid to go to a college to get my training to come and to be able to do that. And we dealt with people that were Liberty City, like low income communities. We took kids that was in the poverty, we took kids from the projects. We taught them how to dance, sing, act, make costumes. We had a black box theater, and so forth. So what I'm saying is, as an artist, I think if you really truly going to be an artist, you need to go to school, or you need to go and be able to spend that money to better yourself. That's just my opinion, because when I need to learn something to better improve my skills, I pay and go to the right place. Can I say something?
Well, not every artist has money to go to school or spend that much time, or to be honest, there is no muralist school in Gainesville.
Okay, this is Carol, and I want to kind of look at this from a different perspective. If we look at the initial proposal, it says Monochronicle is an art service organization and software company dedicated to equitable solutions, blah, blah, blah. And then you go up under your objectives. How can we empower our local artists, whether they are experienced muralists or just consider public art paths in their career? We provide educational classes, work step by step through organizational. This is great. Okay, one of the goals of the Alachua County Arts Organization is to be a service organization to our arts organizations. We are considered a local arts service organization. So basically, some of the things that you're outlining, we as a local arts agency, we serve a couple functions. Our primary function so far has been about public art, but we're still the local LAA for Alachua County, which means it is our responsibility to be the service organizations for all our arts organizations whether they're murals, dance, theater, whatever, for Alachua County. So with that, if we are going to say we're going to put a partnership with Monochronicle to do the work that we as a local arts agency should be doing anyway, I feel like this should go to a bid process where other service organizations that might want to do this kind of work, because what you're basically doing in addition to your Monochronicle and helping with public art, you're saying that you want to train, you want to teach, you want to provide technical skills, you want to provide business skills to artists. And that's what a local arts agency is designated to do from Tallahassee. So if we're going to give those responsibilities away to you, which I won't say that you're not qualified to do it, I think there may be other service arts organizations like the North Central Florida Community Arts Foundation. I think there should be a call to artists and see if there's other organizations that would like to take on some of our duties. But ultimately, the state of Florida is going to look at Alachua County Arts Council as the local LAA. And that's not something that we could just give to an organization to do for us.
Carol, yes, it totally makes sense. I have to tell you, this proposal is not written specifically for us. It's a proposal written for the Broward County. I just sent Gina an example if we would be interested in something like that.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
and they reached out to me. Excuse me, sorry. They reached out to me particularly about muralism teaching, because there is no really way for local mural artists to work with established, well-known artists together. It needs like inviting those people to come and teach them skills. It's something you cannot learn in school. It's something you work together with people that has experience, and they can teach you how to do it technically. So that was this is the point of the program. And of course, if we are considered as LA, which is who we are, and it has to be developed the diverse program about dance and other arts, that's fine. And I understand your point, but it's more about being able to invite somebody to teach artists particular skills, something they cannot just get in school. And in my case, we specialize in murals. We don't do dance and theater and something. So this is just for consideration. I'm not particularly sending the proposal to us. It's more like if we would be interested potentially in something like that.
Okay, and for that, I mean, I think that anything that we can offer our organizations is to help them, whether it's for murals, in your case, some technical skills. These are things that we could definitely mention on our Arts Council, but I just didn't know, and I wanted the word service organization kind of jumped out at me, because I know that's what we are doing, and if we're going to outsource that to another organization to do that work for us.
County got organizations.
And then like the city of Gainesville has a public arts program. I don't know if they teach people, but I mean, I'm not saying what you're offering is not good. I'm just concerned about the way it's written and what you submitted to us to service the service organization. That is my concern.
That's why we are discussing it. That's why we are discussing, even though the city of Gainesville has a program, there is not a program when the artist comes and teaches particularly skills. So there is not really people who are doing this.
Why would you, just hypothetically, why would you need a partnership for you to just go and teach? For anybody that might be interested in learning how to better their skills as a muralist, what does that partnership look like? Why would you need a partnership with our county?
I not necessarily need that. I'm just offering because the Broward County reached out to me with this particular request, and once they sent them this proposal, they told me it's something very valuable that would be in demand for other organizations that are looking for improving their local muralist skills, and I thought I would offer it to us. But if you feel like we don't need that, it's fine with me.
No, I'm not saying that we didn't need it. I just was concerned about just what I mentioned, the art service organization, and you're assisting state agencies. And
let me try
if we went that route, I think we needed to open up to like a bid process. That's all.
That's fine
if
too.
If we were going to
like
contract with you to do service for the county, then I think it needs to at least go through a process.
It's more like a narrow themed workshop to improve our local RG skills that are already on the scene, that they would get
Okay.
something out of it. It's not like we are
That sounds a little
educating them.
different. That sounds a little softer when you say workshop. That's different. Because you're providing your professional expertise to help our agencies.
It's
Anybody
for,
else have any?
it's designed for RGs.
Okay, so I ask, you said this is supposed to take place in Broward County?
Yes.
Well, Broward County has a big, huge, long list of muralists and artists
They have,
because Broward,
they do have it, right? And if you click on the video in this proposal, you can see how this workshop looks like. It's like the famous artist is coming, like Shepherd Ferry is coming and works together with local artists. And no matter how good they are, they have just space for improvement. They can become better. It's something we give them unique experience. It's not just about teaching how to do great. It's about the ways how the established artists do it and other experiences, how they work with the galleries, you know, just talk in person. This is about that opportunity, not just class.
so my question is, so Broward County wants people from Alachua County to go to Broward County?
No, she's saying that they got, this is an example, and because they are very pleased with her work, they're encouraging her maybe to reach out to other counties for the same type of
Oh,
program.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, I like this idea of training and stuff. I just, like I said, my concern was about being the service arts organization, almost being the middle person between us and our muralists. And that's what I was concerned about, how that looked. But you offering workshops for us, I think is a great thing.
Yeah, Irina, I
Thank
think
you.
this
Yeah. They decided to do this program after the first workshop, where many good artists, like who already work in town, would come to this event, and they really liked it. They liked asking all the personal questions artists about whatever they are interested in particularly. That was successful. Then they decided to do a series of that.
Yeah, I think this sounds like a really awesome program. I would love to see something like this in Gainesville. I don't know of anyone else doing this specifically through murals in our town, and I think it sounds really cool.
Any other feedback for Irina, either from anybody online? Are you looking to bring it back in some shape or form?
Might be up to us if at some time we decide we want to, for example, pay somebody to come in and bring in
A
certain
workshop.
level of, yeah, like workshops or something.
We're still trying to get a conference.
Yeah. But what we do even for next year's conference, I don't know.
Yeah, we can even introduce this at the conference.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Murals all over, Gainesville, I do the Southern mural, all due respect. We have great artists locally, I think they're doing fine, we can use cost breakdown for other things,
I think that we don't have a good, artist community that supports, each other. I mean, this, when I came here, I had culture shock. Because I'm used to seeing music, I'm used to seeing dance, I'm used to seeing art, I'm used to seeing a lot of, art. But when I came here, the community really doesn't don't have that artist support system, So I think, the building blocks should be us building a real good foundation before putting the house on it. But we seem like we're constantly trying to put a house on a place that has no foundation yet.
I would like to say something. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am?
Oh, good evening, everybody.
Hi.
Just wanted to say that I think it would be great if we had a workshop. And thank you for presenting I don't want to mess up your name, Arena.
Mhm.
Is that your name, Arena?
Yes, thank you, Faye.
Yeah, but I think, having a workshop would work. And I'm thankful that we have Carol on the board because she made it real clear about the purpose of having the Arts Council and the authority or the outreach that we're trying to do. We didn't have, I went into cultural shock too when I moved back home because I was used to going to jazz clubs and dance clubs, and to move back to Gainesville and have none of that, was a big shock. But I also want to say that we now have the time, we have the council, we have support from the commissions, and we have city events. But one thing I want to mention, you need more community events. And when I say community events, not meaning put people on the board, but to maybe have a community board and listen to what people are trying to say. There are a lot of artists who basically feel ignored. And they're ignored because, which I've been there 2 years. So we want to pull people in. And one of the ways to pull people in is to have something that's really community-based. I know a lot of artists, like I said, that stand over at the liquor store on Hawthorne Road. Those are some of the best poets that I've met since I've been back in Gainesville. But they're not part of what's happening with the Arts Council. They know nothing about the Arts Council. And so I'll come back at the end because I wanted to make some suggestions about how you can pull people in, and also just some other stuff that's on the agenda. I want to make a few remarks, but I just wanted to say a few words right here. Thank you. Oh, and the muralist is Atabato. Somebody said they didn't know a muralist in Gainesville. I mean, there are several, but the one that's best known is Atabato. So, thank you.
Thank you. I can only add that this kind of event can be exactly community event focused on local mural artists or those who want to become mural artists, and then they can just work together with somebody established and just share their experience, talk. This time, it's not like a competition who is going to win a project where they have to compete, but this time they just come together, they discuss, they learn, they ask questions to each other, how do you do this, how do you do this, and they improve just by talking to each other. That might be a community event for them.
So is this just for muralists? It's not just for muralists?
We specialize on muralism, so yes, this is for artists who are already working on the scene and want to grow and learn more, how to expand, how to get out of Gainesville and paint somewhere in New York or Miami. That's the program. But we can go ahead and say if it goes well, we can do something for music and invite somebody to do the workshop for music. It's just not us, but somebody else. But if it has a good feedback from artists.
Does it require a motion or we're just talking?
But I guess.
I would like to
that
see
be
a
like
workshop
At some point?
at some point, yes.
Maybe y'all can have the workshop after you do the festival.
Okay.
Or vice versa?
Y'all spending a lot of time on this. I'm looking at the agenda. I know I got to leave, but
All right, okay, let's hurry.
Okay, so next would be item 6, which is the call to artist updates, which we have several,
And I can fly through these super
Yep.
quick.
starting with the West Lawn.
Yeah, so, let's see, interested artists can submit, via Monochronicle, and submissions are due February 23rd. For Fire Station 33, the commission selected McMow Art Glass to create the Fire Station 33 stained glass artwork. So we're now working with them to, get their purchase order. For Tuscaloosa, that call to artists has been postponed because, the board did give us extra money. However, all of that money is needed to do the necessary improvements so that we can have summer camp. So the art got put on the back burner for right now. the poet laureate. So at our last meeting, you approved the call to artists, and so I'll be working with Lyra over the next month or so because I expect that to get advertised in March. That will not go through Monochronicle. We've got a different method of doing it. They would submit either video or audio files you can actually hear. Are they engaging and all that kind of stuff?
Question on that, are we asking for one or the other or both? Because
One or the other.
Really, I would like to see both, but if they don't have both, that's fine.
Okay, well, we can always tell them we prefer
Just to
the
compare it.
video. You can tell them prefer the video, because then you would see and hear them. Okay.
And empty.
And then finally, the Sports Event Center, we've got the 3 call to artists out on the streets right now. So again, interested, artists can submit through Monochronicle. The silhouettes and the indoor mural are due February 23rd. Outdoor sculpture is due March 9th. And so Lyra and I were talking at the beginning of the meeting, so just because we have a bunch of things due all at the same time to give you guys a chance to like score, evaluate, we'll probably do a Zoom meeting for our next March meeting, but then the April meeting, I'll need a quorum of members in person because we've got a score for the West Lawn, the silhouettes, the mural, and the outdoor sculpture, so we're gonna have 4 of them.
So March is Zoom, April is in person.
Yeah, because we're gonna have 4 that over that like month-long period of time, I need you guys like ranking a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff.
So you're gonna send out the conflict of interest for each one of them? Okay.
And your evaluation sheet, like the score sheet thing,
Okay.
and then also the button that you click so that you can.
Okay.
So that's all of those updates. You guys good on all that?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know what y'all want to do about the artist conference. We have still not changed our rules, like even in this room, like we're.
Table it again.
All right, we'll add it to the March agenda.
That would be, the next, which is the revised logo discussion.
So the difference between, number 1 and number 2 are the placements. So you can see the RTS is much higher on number 2, lower on number 1. So I don't know if we're there yet. Do you guys favor one of them?
I like number 1 just because it.
I sent my vote in for 1 to Gina.
I like 1.
It just looks better. The other one looks a little off to me. But it's up to y'all.
I like 1.
I'm not hearing anybody speak in favor of the bottom one.
Let me make it so you can.
Yeah, both of them at the
Okay.
same time.
Yeah, how about that? So this one is 1, this one is 2.
Is this something we can decide now?
The notes currently say the consensus was to proceed with option 1 unless y'all change your mind, that's what I've heard.
I'll make a motion, we go with 1.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That will take us to the number 9, Artistry in Motion Liaison.
So last year Carol actually served as the liaison, and what it is WUFT gets applications from artists and they spotlight them. And so they're looking for another volunteer, and it could be Carol again if you're still interested, but somebody to kind of vet the applications and say, yes, I think this one is really good, and we need to make sure that they have a space to, you know, be highlighted. So they need somebody's help to like go through and maybe you can explain like what was involved, like the time commitment.
Basically, I just looked at the applications that they sent me. I think it was like 26, 27, and they just said, yes, I would score, yes, I would choose that, no, I wouldn't choose that. They didn't have any rankings or anything like that, yes or no. And then from that, internally, they decided who they were gonna go with. A lot of times they chose organizations that, could pay the fee, because there was a fee to be on TV, and those that wasn't, then they looked for sponsors to subsidize the fee. It took me all of them, maybe an hour to get through all of them. Wasn't, because it was a yes, no. Somebody else would like to do it this year, that'd be fine, or if nobody doesn't want to, I will.
I just have TV background experience.
Yeah, and what you're looking at is art, but they'll just spotlight the artist. So you may be looking at a sculpturist, you may be looking at a visual person, a theater person. It's the variety of art disciplines. And they usually give them like a 20-minute TV segment.
You don't need a motion for that? Okay.
I'll let her know, and then I'll connect you too, so I'll copy you on the email for you, so you know
Okay.
the lady's name.
Sounds good.
This is public comment. Ms. Fay, you still with us?
Ms. Faye?
We do have Harley O'Neill. Harley, did you have anything to say?
Hi there, y'all. I was just coming to, I guess, start looking at getting involved, or just getting to know more people in the artist community. So when this got forwarded to me, I just figured I would pop in and introduce myself. But really just trying to, I'm totally okay with just being a little wallflower for now, just to understand what the typical dynamics are of this meeting, and just grateful that y'all have opened it up for everyone. So thank you.
That's what's in it.
All right, any public comment here in person?
The African American cemetery project is getting closer and closer to the end. I have over 600 photographs. It started out with 6 cemeteries, then it got 10, then now I got 34. New tires. My truck took a good beating. We have already looked at designing a cover for the table top, which we hopefully they have enough money to give away 138 books in June or July. But we're coming to the end. I am so thankful and so happy. Oh my God. It's been a journey, and I hope, be able to give each person here a copy as well.
Congratulations.
So, yeah. So I'm hoping that the book can be able to teach people, or reserve these cemeteries, because some of these cemeteries has been trashed really bad, forgotten. Grass stand taller than me, and I'm tall. So I'm hoping this project can extend itself to the next county, which I have talked to my case manager in Tallahassee, and I told her, I'm not writing a grant for the next county. I want to find a different way to get to raise some money to knock out each county, because when I started it, nobody had anything to say about it, but now I'm getting people volunteering. Oh, you got to check out this cemetery in Bay County. You got to check out this cemetery in this county. So I have to find a fundraising idea to be able to continue each county. Like,
Try to GoFundMe or,
um,
the other one?
I want to do a different type. I don't know.
Or Kickstarter?
I'm thinking more like getting different small organizations or small businesses to donate, and support, because I have 5 that's supporting this African American cemetery, project, along with the grant.
I am stepping up to volunteer to, part of the public. I am an artist as well, and I have a single called If I Should Die. I have my own cameras that I have to do some video work at some cemeteries, going forward.
Okay.
So in line with what you're doing is in line with what I'm doing, just personally. My last Friday, I went live everywhere as an artist, Coochie Bird Jr. So, I'm promoting the single, shooting videos, and, promoting myself as an artist. So I would definitely love to help you with your project as I get out and, tell more people what I'm doing as a poet, not a rapper, because there's a difference between them. That's a very hazardous, occupation to be a rapper. Not trying to do that. But, my single, If I Should Die, reflects on our life, and how will we be remembered, what do we do in life? And, as a poet, hopefully I've accomplished some things so I can talk intelligently, about what I'm doing. So, like I said, just helping you, volunteering what you're doing, my path, what I'm doing, I know I'm in the right place. So definitely, if I can be allowed to help you.
Okay.
My only caution is make sure you don't talk about anything that might come before this board for a vote.
Right.
It's a-
Well, this project is already coming to a close, so, in September, August or September is when, the team, I have been able to develop a good team, and, they're willing to go down those dirt roads with me. And some of the roads that we can't go, I do have a guy that flies the drone, and he goes in and do the drone thing for me. So, if that's a decision that I decide to further do, because I'm getting old, and and my kids make me scared to death, because I'm the like little Miss Daisy going down the dirt road, and my daughter will say, "Mommy, I got 1 bar. You got gas in the car? How's the tires?" Because she watched too many those scary movies, and some of the places that we go, when you stop and you come to the realization, you're like, oh, somebody gonna skin us out here, somebody gonna kill us out here.
Just be okay. I'm from the woods.
So I don't know if my heart can continue taking those kind of leaps in life, but I will let you know. I will let you know
I can be used.
Yes.
Thank you. I'll be.
No, I'm saying, I'm trying to figure out is this what I want to do. But I just want to let y'all know that the project is beautiful, very beautiful.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Girl,
I didn't know there was so many dead people.
Did you want to mention Quinn Jones or Black History Month? again?
Yep, the City of Gainesville and Quinn Jones Museum has a series of Black History events. This Friday, is it the 11th already?
Friday the 11th.
Friday the 11th, we have 2 events. One is virtual with Terry Bailey of Bailey Learning Arts Collective. She's doing an event called Love, Poetry, and Art, and that's going to be 7 to 9 online. And then at the Bo Diddley Plaza, we have an R&B band entitled Showtime. And then next week at the Quinn Jones Museum, we're having conversations in the neighborhood about Black love in Africa and the diaspora. And that's going to be virtual on the 19th at 1 o'clock. And then in the afternoon at 5:30 at Quinn Jones on our patio, we're going to have live music artists representing Nigeria, Ghana, Congo, and the Americas doing music. And then the 26th, University of Florida Gospel Choir will be performing at the Bo Diddley Plaza. We have an exhibition about Quinn Jones that's going to be housed at the Oak Hall School. So if you're over there, the Oak Hall students are doing a great Black History Month exhibition, so we're part of that. And then we have some other things at the plaza. You can find out everything on Quinn Jones Museum and Cultural Center's Facebook page.
Okay.
City Gainesville is doing it up this year.
Okay. Okay.
No? Seeing none, is there a motion to adjourn at 6:47?
Make a motion.
A second.
Aye. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.